Good morning, Year 4, and welcome to your maths lesson on Friday, the 26th of February. This is lesson 2 of our new multiplication unit. And while the WALT seems quite complicated today, I can assure you it's not too bad, and hopefully we can use the learning that we did yesterday. So we are learning to use the distributive law to multiply a 2-digit number by a 1-digit number. And we're going to use the 6, 7, and 9 times tables as our focus today. So the distributive law is nothing to be scared by. It's just a method in which we're going to do to work it out before we go on to column multiplication in the next couple of lessons. Let's see what I mean by this then. Let's have a look again at this multiplication chart that we looked at yesterday. So we looked at it to answer questions like 3 times 7, 7 times 6, and 9 times 8. And we then learned how we could use it to work out questions like 50 times 7 or 4 times 60. So what are the answers to those questions? How could we work them out? Again, if you want to pause the video and have a go here yourself, you're more than welcome to. If not, let's see if you work out the same answers as I do. So 3 times 7, I'm going to take my yellow counter, using my 3 at the top, and I'm going to go down to 7. So I know the answer is 21. Again, you could show that going down from 7 along to 3. We know it shows the same answer. Let's go to the next one then. 7 times 6. I'm going to go 7 at the top and down until it meets my column of 6 at the side. So the answer is 42. Ooh, that's a funny looking 2. Let's try that one again. There you go. And then 9 times 8. So 9 at the top, going all the way down until I reach 8 on the left-hand side, which is 72. Okay, then how can we use it to work out these questions? So 50 times 7. So I'm going to use the next counter to do 5 times 7. So 5 at the top, all the way down to where it links with 7. There you go, 35. But I can't just write 35 in here. What do I need to do? Yeah, and hopefully you're telling me from yesterday, we multiply that number by 10. I can add my 0 space saver on, and I've moved everyone 1 space to the left. Then the same for 4 times 60. I'm going to start with mapping 4 times 6 on my multiplication chart, which is 24. But the answer can't just be 24. I need to move everything to the left and times it by 10 because it's 60, and that one was 50. So I need to add my space saver 0 on to make 240. Everyone happy with that? Hopefully. Okay, let's have a look today then. Today we're going to be looking to work out other 2-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers, so they're not going to be multiples of 10 today. Could we use it to work out a question like 33 times 7? And if so, how? Blimey, that's very different from yesterday. So I haven't, unfortunately, if I went to my 7 at the top, I haven't unfortunately got 33 columns down here. I can't go along 33. But there is a way that I can show you how to work this out today. So let's have a look at this in a bit more detail. We're going to partition that number. So we can see at the top here, I've partitioned my 33 into 30 and 3. And we're going to multiply those numbers by 7, but we're going to be doing them separately. So we're going to be using this partitioning grid to work out the section. So you can see I've taken this 30 here, the 30 first of all, and the 3 here. So that still gives me my 33 in my question, and then my 7 has gone on the side. And then in the purple of the answers, inside each one, I have worked out the answer. So I've done 7 times 3 or 3 times 7, which was 21, and then added that space saver 0 when I've multiplied by 10. And then I've done 7 times 3, which is still 21. So it's the same answer, except this one is 10 times bigger. Then we need to add both of those answers together. So you can see I've put them into a column addition. I know you're brilliant at column addition by now. And I've put the ones, tens, and hundreds column I made sure I've lined up the ones with the ones, the tens with the tens, and the hundreds with the hundreds. 0 add 1 is 1, 1 add 2 is 3, and 2 add nothing else is 231. So the answer to this question is 231. And if I partition, so what numbers did we partition? We partitioned 33 into 3 tens and 3 ones, and then we multiplied everything by 7. So Colin there is using a phrase that's going to help us use this distributive law. That's what we call it when we partition the numbers. Hopefully you can see that makes sense, but the answers were already there, so we'll see if we can do one together. This time I've got 52 times 6. So I've already started by partitioning into 50 and into 2. And you can see I've written this 50 up here and the 2, and then we're multiplying both by 6. Okay, so let's see if we can work out the answer to this then. What is 50 times 6? So again, from our learning yesterday, we start off with what is 5 times 6. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then I'm multiplying that answer by 10. So I'm adding another space saver 0 in because I'd have moved all of the other columns 1 over. So 50 times 6 is 300. And then I do 2 times 6. And 2 times 6 is 12. Then I simply add both of those answers together. So I'm actually going to pop them down here. 300 add 12. And I can write it out in column addition if you want to. I've not actually used my ruler lines, so you'll probably tell me off for that, but down here is okay. And adding them together gives me the answer of 312. Okay, let's just finish off with Colin then. If I partition, so what did we have to partition? If I had to partition 52 into 5 tens and 2 ones, then I multiply everything by 6. Okay, hopefully you can see how we've done that. I'm going to take it back even further. I've not started to give you anything yet. So our question this time is 46 times by 9. Let's use a partition grid to work out the sections. So what can I partition 46 into? Hopefully you're telling me it be partitioned into 40 and 6. And then when we draw our grid out, we put the 40 and then the 6. Okay, simple so far. Then let's work out what goes into each box. So to start with, I'm going to do 4 times 9. Oh, because we already know our 9 is on the side. 4 times 9, and then we're going to multiply it by 10. So 4 times 9 I know is 36. And then multiply that by 10. I add my space saver 0 because I've moved everything over to the left. Then I do 9 times 6. And again, if you need to use the multiplication chart, you're more than welcome, or the finger trick for the 9 times table. So I'm going to put my 6th finger down, which isn't the 6th finger to you, at my 6th finger, and I can read the answer is 54. Oh, funny 5. Okay, then all I have to do is add those numbers together. I'm going to pop them in here this time. So 360, and I'm adding 54. Okay, so 0 add 4 is 4. 6 add 5 is 11. So I carry that 1. 3 add nothing, add 1 is 4. So 360 add 54 is 414. So 46 times 9 is 414. Brilliant. And then if I just fill in my column, if I partitioned 46 into 4 tens and 6 ones, we then multiply everything by 9. Excellent. Okay, if you need to pause the video at any point and look back through those, you're more than welcome. Let's have a go at one more then together. 67 times by 6. What do I partition 67 into? I'm going to have 60 and 7. And then I need to put them onto the partitioning grid. So I'm going to start with my 60 on this side, my 7 on this side, and I'm multiplying everything by 6 on that side. Okay, and then we can start working it out. So 6 times 6, and then I'm going to be multiplying by 10. So 6 sixes are 36. Multiplied by 10 would be 360. And then I'm doing 6 times 7. So 6 times 7 is 42. Then all I need to do is add those numbers together. So I'm going to be adding together 360 by 42, making sure they're lined up, ones under the ones, tens under the tens. And then I can add them up. Okay, 0 add 2 is 2. 6 add 4 is 10. So 0 in the tens, 1 carried over. And 3 add nothing, add 1 is 4. So the answer to 67 times 6 is 402. Huge well done if you're following those as we're going through. Finally then, what did we partition? We partitioned 67 into 6 tens and 7 ones, and then we multiplied everything by 6. Okay. This time it's your turn, so please try and answer these questions using that partitioning method today. And if you need to use Colin's phrase to help you, you're more than welcome to. Have a go at these yourselves. Try and draw out those grids if you can, as neatly as possible, but I wouldn't worry too much because these are your jottings. And then when you come back, we will go through the answers together. Good luck. Okay then, so first things first, I need a little bit more space. And we're going to start with 32 times 7. Now you could have written out that I'm going to partition the 32 into 30 and 2, or we can simply draw our table. So I'm going to need to draw, I'm going to use a table like that on one side and then the other side. Okay. So I'm going to need to be writing 30 and then 2. So I've partitioned this number 32 and I am multiplying it by 7. Okay, 30 times 7. So I'm going to start with 3 times 7 and then multiply it by 10. So 3 times 7 is 21. Times by 10, I add that space saver 0 on because I've moved everything to the left. And then 7 times 2 is 14. And I'm then just going to use the space at the side to add up 210, add 14. And you can see it a lot better now. I'm using the grids to do my addition, and I'm bringing that ruler back in to make it nice and neat now. So 0 add 4 is 4, 1 add 1 is 2, and 2 add nothing is 2. So the answer is 224. And if you got that one right, a huge well done. Give yourself a tick. Okay, next question then, 26 times 6. So I'm going to bring out my grid again. Might make it a little bit smaller this time to fit it in. And I'm partitioning the number 26. Oh, that can be in black, don't need it in purple. 26. So I'm going to have 20 on one side and 6 on the other. And then I'm multiplying everything by 6. So that number goes on the left. Okay, so we're going to start with 2 times 6 and then multiply it by 10. So 2 times 6 is 12. And then I'm multiplying by 10, gives me 120. And then 6 times 6 over here is 36. I'm then going to add those numbers together. 120, add 36. Making sure I've lined up my numbers correctly, using my ruler for my equals line, and then starting with the ones column. So 0 add 6 is 6, 2 add 3 is 5, and 1 add nothing is 1. So our answer is 156. And if you've got that answer right, please give yourselves a tick. Okay, I'm going to move it down a little bit because I'm going to need a little bit more space. Now, 9 times 54. So again, I'm going to need my partitioning grid. And even though the number 54 is on the other side now, that's still the number I'm going to partition because it's my 2-digit number, and I'm going to partition it into 50 and 4, and I'm still timesing everything by 9. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to start with 5 times 9 and then multiply it by 10. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Timesing it by 10 would make it 450 because I've moved everything to the left. And then 9 times 4, and I'm going to use the finger trick, 36. Again, you are more than welcome to use the multiplication grid if it helps you. And then we add these numbers. 450, add 36. Ruler lines for my equals, making sure I'm putting my addition sign so I know what I'm doing, and then starting with that ones column. 0 add 6 is 6, 5 add 3 is 8, and 4 add nothing is 4. So the answer is 486. And if you got that answer right, please give yourselves a tick. Okay, only one more to do. So this time something is equal to 7 times 99. Again, it doesn't matter which way round it is. I'm going to draw my partitioning grid. And I'm partitioning 99 as my 2-digit number into 90 and 9. And then we're timesing everything or multiplying everything by 7. Okay, so I'm going to start with 7 times 9, again using that finger trick, is 63. And I'm timesing it by 10, so it's 630. And then 9 times 7 is going to be the same answer as we did here. 9 times 7 is 63. But this time I'm not multiplying by 10. And then I simply add those answers up. So 630, add 63, using my ruler for my equals line. Okay, 0 add 3 is 3, and 3 add 6 is 9, and 6 add nothing is 6. So the answer is 693, and please give yourself a tick if you got that one right as well. Okay, at this point, you're welcome to stop and rewind and watch any of those again, but you can see for every question, I am drawing out my partition grid, I am partitioning my number and then doing my addition. So it's a fair amount of working out, but this will really, really help us for when we do it in a column method tomorrow or on Monday. So please, please, please make sure you're doing this method today. Okay. Let's have a look at this one then. Blimey, what has Emmett done wrong? Emmett thinks that 53 times 9 is 72 because 53 times 9, okay, explain why he is incorrect. What has Emmett done wrong? Again, if you want to pause the video here and have a think about it, if not, just listen because I'm going to go through the answer. Okay, so he has actually correctly drawn a partitioning grid, which is brilliant. But he hasn't partitioned the number 59 very well, has he? This number, not 59, 53. He hasn't partitioned 53 very well because he's got a 5 and a 3. And what he should have here is a 50. That's how we partition our number because it's 5 tens or 50 and 3. So then when he multiplied 9 by 5, he should have had the answer 450. But I can't even just add in the 0 here because all of my addition is then in the wrong place. So these would all have to, not slant like that, move over into the ones column, the tens column, and then we'd add them. So maybe you can work out the correct answer for him now. Okay, let's just check then. We have 0 times 7, which is 0. It's not 0, I'm saying 0, but writing 7. 0 add 7 is definitely 7. 5 add 2 is 7, and 4 add nothing is 4. So our actual answer is not 52, 72. Blimey, it's been a long day. It's a good job it's Friday. It's not 72, but 477. And it's because, if we use some of those wordings that Colin's helped us with, because he has not multiplied by 10. He has not multiplied 5 by 9 and then times it by 10. Okay, hopefully your Friday brains are a little bit sharper than mine and you are ready for your activities today. You've got 5 do it questions, very similar to the ones that we've done. Please, please, please make sure you draw out those partition grids and then your addition calculation. Then you've got a Coco problem. Coco's made a mistake today. What has she done? Why is she incorrect? And finally, you have a go deeper, missing digits. So again, can you solve each calculation in several ways? These are exactly the same methods as we've been doing, but it's just been written out in a longer form. So it's something 8 times something is 200 and something something add something. It still gives you that same answer. So if you make sure you partition those numbers, hopefully you'll be able to work them out just in the same way as the long method or the long written method has been written here. This still shows you that this answer is 21 from here and this answer is here. And we've been doing that the whole way along, but we've just been doing it in column addition because it's easier on the next bit. Good luck with those, and I look forward to you coming back just for the learning pit at the end. Off you go. Okay, huge well done for having a go at those today. Not the easiest, but hopefully you've used that knowledge from yesterday's lesson really well, and you've tried your best. That's all I can ask. If you'd like to send in your maths work today, that would be brilliant. And if you could add where you are in the learning pit for this distributive law method today, where we've partitioned, that would be brilliant. Maybe you're in the middle, maybe you found it okay, maybe you really struggled with that today. It is new learning, we haven't done this yet, but it will help us when we go on to our lesson tomorrow or Monday. I hope you have a great weekend. Only 1 week left of homeschooling after this, so looking forward to seeing you again soon as well. Take care for now, and I will see you on Monday for some more maths. Bye for now.